Hey guys, it's Joe with OMNIA Guide, and today we're going to be running through the Vayne Cosmos event that opened up the CONQUEROR'S 2D Cosmos, and we will have Vayne, Serah, and Lenna as our team members to try to complete this one. And of course, this being a Cosmos event, it's really not really about the speed, but it's more about how well you cycle through your skills to make sure you have enough skills usage until the very end, and whether you can complete it without any of your teammates dying. So 280,000 is the base scoreline. That's the only scoreline you need to keep your mind on. Anything over that is luxury at this point, and you don't need to worry too much about really how much scoreline you get. As long as you complete it in time, most likely you will be able to complete it without problem. So our boss is going to be a white Keelan, and it does have its characteristic of being a single target boss, which we don't get much nowadays in OMNIA, but that means we can really take advantage of Vayne, obviously being a featured character, but we can also take Quistis as a support. That's gonna be the kind of the hidden card that, if many people didn't realize already, should be a very helpful asset in trying to defeat this in the easiest way possible. So I will bring that with Ifrit 30, and I will show you briefly how incomplete my Serah and Vayne are at the moment. Literally, I have 2 artifact passes equipped because I ran out of CP. I'm going to buy the tier 2, next tier armors after I'm done with this. Just didn't get around to doing that yet, but just Etro's Miracle Boost and Mighty Wound, that's the only thing to have available. And I even disabled all the Shiva passes because I imagine that I'll be at full health most of the time. And so that's Serah, and I do have Vayne, also very incomplete. I do have all the passes equipped, including the weapon passes, that's of course, but for attack 108, Mighty Force Will 2, attack 108, so literally at best just okay passes. It's nowhere close to being done, and I didn't even do any of the summon boards. And you saw that Serah only had 1 summon board complete because she was kind of the carry role for the Shiva summon board that opens up. 0-1-2 is where we're at. Very, very incomplete to the full potential of what this team can bring. So that means that if you're watching this video and you're actually trying this same composition and doing it with your own stronger Vayne, stronger Serah with the perfect passes, whatever, it's just gonna make it easier. So you don't need to worry about too much about this one. This is a Cosmos event that actually turned out to be a lot easier than a lot of our different renditions in the past, especially the Final Fantasy IX version that I thought was pretty hard to complete. So let's go and use this Quistis that we do have at the top and get right into it. We're not going to worry too much about overusing our skills. That's not the priority, but it's more about trying to keep everybody safe and make sure everybody's rolling. Gonna use Wound, and it will break all 3, so it doesn't really matter about who you target. And for this one now, we will use Winddrake Arrow to kill off B. Using it on anybody else, we will not be able to kill that one. And with Vayne now, we can use Mock Wave first, then use Force of Will on the second wave. I think that's a good strategy. All that we need is just the 3 stacks once we get to wave 3. That's the only thing that we're really worried about. And I think we'll be able to get it without a problem. Oh, so Wound actually didn't kill that off. We can kill it off with an HP attack. I actually thought that would have easily killed that off, so a little surprising that it didn't. Oh, it's because Lenna didn't use the Winddrake Arrow first. That's probably why, but with this one now, we will use Force of Will as intended, and we'll use it on A. So this will break it twice. More importantly, kill it, so that the Serah and Lenna should be able to kill off these 2 guys. This guy coming up. So let's use HP attack, and I think Lenna maybe will be able to kill this guy off. Yeah, with an HP attack. So it was a very close calculation, but we just got it right. And now with wave 3, we do have 3 stacks ready to go for Vayne. So gonna go with Pummel, then gonna go with Mock Wave on the 3rd one. So with Vayne, these long Cosmos events are very good for him because there's no pressure on the Vayne users to try to complete it as fast as you can, which means you likely have to use a lot of skill usage. But as long as you can complete it, you're completely fine. So that means all the more you're more or less gonna be using Pummel with a lot more, breathing room, knowing that it's not gonna really affect the completion of this quest, which is usually just can you actually complete it in time. That's really it. So we did the Winddrake Arrow to refresh the buffs onto Vayne, and once again we're just gonna use Pummel to get it to 3 stacks. And for Serah, we do have ultimate arrow ready to go as we already applied the poison. Serah will be targeted on next turn, but not gonna worry too much about this. So, applying the Goddess Light, which is the most important debuff for Serah. Gonna go with Rapid Fire to open that up on the Mastery. Lenna actually didn't get a lot of turns in this battle so far. We'll use 2 pummels and go back to Mach Wave again. And I believe when I use this next Mach Wave, I should be pretty close to having Tree of Saphir already. We'll check that out once we're at that point. So all this poison getting it down to 0. And Serah can once again do her thing, and you can use Moonlight. I think that's going to be completely fine to do so. Get everybody pretty healthy. And Lenna, once again, you can use Brave Phoenix. I'll go and do that because even though we're gonna leak a little bit of bravery, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. And for Serah now, we do have another opportunity to use Moonlight, but that will leak too much bravery. So maybe I'll just go with Wound on this turn. Okay, for Vayne now, Tree of Saphir is ready, so we're gonna go Pummel one more time, then gonna go with 2 pummels, then Tree of Saphir on the next turn. It's the likely scenario I'm gonna be ending this on. We'll use Rapid Fire for the first time, the mastered version. We'll do about 22,000 damage. And for Serah, we do have Ultimate Arrow once again ready to go. So we'll break him, and then Vayne can have his last few turns to apply 3 attacks on him. And here we go, pummel, and maybe 2 pummels should be able to kill them off, so I can use Tree of Saphira on wave 4. Okay, so we do need to use Tree of Saphira on this turn. So let's go and do that. And we do need to use his skill 2 once we get to wave 4, most likely if his turn comes around. I think that pummel has now been disabled. Here we're gonna do... Who has a higher HP? So this guy that has a higher HP. So we're gonna use Wound onto B. So we'll keep these guys pretty similar. And we'll use Force of Will onto B, I guess, because he just has a higher HP. And we'll use Pummel on the next turn. This Pummel should be good enough. Yeah, so down to 0 stacks again, and we're going to start to slowly build this up once again. For Vayne, let's go and use Mach Wave to get this as fast as we can. So for Keelan, I think we can be a little bit more aggressive with our skill usage with Vayne. I think we can be much more aggressive with that. So we opened up the Windrake Arrow. And for this one, we're going to apply... Let's go and do Wound first, then do a Windrake Arrow on the next turn. 2 stacks, we're going to use Force of Will once again. These are the kind of scenarios where I'm not going to be wasting... I'm not going to be saving up a lot of skill, going to be pretty aggressive with it. Do have Moonlight ready to go, and I'll go and use that so that Lenna will not be broken on the next turn. And after applying the initial Brave down with Lenna, I do have Brave Phoenix ready to go though. Yeah, I guess we can use Brave Phoenix. Not worry too much about it. I really wanted to use apply the initial Brave down, but I guess it turned out to be the better option anyway. Here's an ultimate arrow we can use. Go and do that. Now we'll apply some nice damage. And Vayne at 3 stacks now. Can go and use Pummel. Can go with another Pummel. And we can go with a Mach Wave on this turn. So for Vayne, you want to try to use a summon when he's not at 3 stacks. Kind of ironic to say that, but the reason being is that when I bring Quistis on now, when I do, literally what I have to worry about is that I'll summon Ifrit, right? And Vayne doesn't, take up 3 turns by himself. So we get double degen whips with Quistis, which is a lot nicer than simply taking up 3 turns all by himself for Vayne. I'm going to use Moonlight just to apply all these brave regions. And this is where we can go with... we can go with Force of Will, sure, that's fine. Don't feel like I'm wasting this. Just want to use the strongest skills as much as I can whenever I do have it in the summon. Another DJ Whip, then I'm going to be rotating around the EX skills a little bit after that. And once again, we can go with another Moonlight. Okay, so Serah will get an extra turn and we'll use Ultimate Arrow with her. Once again, apply the debuffs. And Vayne now has 3 stacks that he can use. Pummel Pummel, Trio Sephira is the planned strategy. And once we use the Trio Sephira, we're going to try to charge that back up as fast as we can. So saving up our skills from that aspect. Okay, so not worried too much about that. I'm going to use Trio Sephira to get back to 3 stacks. So in the next turn, I'm thinking of using 2 Mach Waves. Or no, just 3 Mach Waves is maybe the strategy that I'm thinking of at the moment. So Quistis at full max brave. We're gonna just go and use homing whip. Makes a lot of sense. And we can do bravery attack with Serah. Also bravery attack with Vayne. It's very powerful. With Serah though, we do have to open up the wound once again. It's just one of those chores that you have to take care of. This one we're going to... Let's do 2 Force of Will. I think that's a pretty good idea. Then we're gonna do Mach Wave on the next turn. I'm just gonna probably spam Mach Waves from here on to make sure I can get the most damage for every of these turns. So Mach Wave here once again. And with Quistis, she can use her DJ Whip one more time. And with Serah now. Yeah, I guess you can use Moonlight. That's fine. So that Quistis, it'll be easier for Quistis to use her EX skill on the next turn. We'll use Force of Will one more time because we'll get it back on the next turn. And Trio Sephira, I think, will be active after that turn. I think that's gonna be right. So we'll use Ultimate Arrow once again. And then Quistis will definitely be able to use her EX skills one last time before she gets off. So homing whip for the very last time. 37,000 damage. Not bad at all. And you can see that Wakiran is having a tough time trying to get any of his skills going. So here's Pummel Pummel. And then Trio Sephira to get back to 3 stacks. Vayne is just, I don't know, he's just too strong. It's literally the prime definition in this game of having an OP character. It's just so good. Like, why would you not want this guy? Even though you've never played Final Fantasy XII before, you definitely should go for this. Go and do Winddrake Arrow with Lenna coming back into the roster. Once again, we do have 3 that we can use. We're gonna use let's use 3 Mach Waves. Maybe we'll consider using the Force of Will maybe on the next rotation. That's just so much damage. 23,000. That was 69,000 damage, literally being at 3 stacks. It's just too OP. It really is. Let's go and use Moonlight. I think we'll have Ultimate Arrow pretty close on Serah's next turn. And we'll apply the initial Brave Down debuff. Haven't done that in a while, so finally get to do that. With Serah, she does have the Ultimate Arrow ready to go. Go and use that. Okay, so Vayne, I'm gonna attack with this HP attack. I think he would have leaked some bravery, which I don't want him to do. Let's use Force of Will again, just to get back to 3 stacks. And they will still put him at Trio Sephira once again. And we can go with Brave Phoenix. Is a great time to do that. And Vayne will be targeted on the next turn, but we can keep him pretty safe with another Moonlight. I think I'm going to do that. So Vayne will be attacked on the next turn, but really you can see that I'm not worried at all. Dark did nothing, Stomp. It really doesn't matter. I think we'll be able to finish it off pretty soon. Should I go with 3 Mock Waves though? Yeah, I'll consider it. Let's go and use 2 Mock Waves, because we're not going to get the next stack of Trios Saphira anyway. So let's use 2 Mock Waves, then go with Trios Saphira on this next turn. Way to be really cost efficient with Vayne's skills. Yeah, it's pretty much over. And Lenna can finish it off in the next turn. Let's finish it off with another Winddrake Arrow. It's just so easy. 53 turns that we were able to do this in, and you can see that the final boss was literally no threat because it just had very few turns to work with. So bringing in Quistis along with your Vayne, I think it's the key strategy here, and I was able to get 422,000 out of a required 288. So although this video did take me 16 minutes to complete, it's just shaving down the HP a little bit at a time. That's kind of the characteristics of Cosmos events, but more or less the difficulty, I would have to say, is a lot easier than maybe a lot of people are considering it at the moment. Vayne Cosmos, guys, it's pretty easy as long as you do have Vayne, which I believe is a must for everyone. I keep repeating this, but I just can't stress enough the importance of having Vayne in your roster. It's gonna be so valuable for many months to come. So there you go, Vayne, Serah, Lenna, and Quistis support as the team of my choice. With Ifrit 30 was able to complete this very easily. Level 150 quest, 422,000 in a requirement of 280,000. So yeah, hope you guys can replicate this one and try to have a lot of success with this quest as well. And that is going to do it for me for this video. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Opera Omnia Guide, and putting a like on this video will very be appreciated. So thank you guys once again for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode.